Well, yeah, we're going to do a new mantra. And this mantra came through today when I was seated with one of my teachers. And the conversation and the topic that was happening was around our ability to create our own reality. And this is something that isn't necessarily new to us who are in existence now, this day and age, maybe new in the scope of humanity, but certainly not new to anyone who is alive today. And this concept of creating our own reality is it's a mystical truth. It's a very potent concept to understand. And the way that it kind of came onto the scene with, the law of attraction and The Secret, and a lot of the idea of it was kind of presented around us being able to just get the things that we want. And the challenge around that is that saying out loud that I want something is very different than actually being in a vibrational alignment with that which we are wanting. And so the questions that arise is kind of what does create our vibrational frequency? What does bring us into alignment? And one of the most potent things that creates and co-creates our reality with us is the words that we choose. And the words that we choose in terms of how we speak to ourselves and how we speak to others. And it's kind of a funny thing when you think about it, that as much as we are, missing each other and maybe missing social interaction, we are the person that we speak to the most every day throughout the day. And there is a lot of unawareness for most of us around what that dialogue actually looks like. What are the words that we choose to focus on? And one of the things that I really appreciate about mantra meditation is that, as it was explained to me, we're not trying to take anything out. We're not trying to empty the mind. We're not trying to clear the space. All we're trying to do is put good things in. And this concept comes right back to the words that we choose and creating our own reality. And so what type of language do we use on a day-to-day basis? That's something that's particular for us, and that's up for us to be able to sort through and figure out what that language is, how we speak to ourselves, and whether it serves us or not. But these mantras, as I mentioned, I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, maybe the day before, that they're sacred. And they're sacred because the language that we use is the language of the soul. And the language of the soul it's high voltage. It carries light, and it's incredibly potent. And the mantra that came through for today is, may the grace of endurance be with me. And grace is one of those things that, it comes in that time of transformation. It's in that space between. And so asking for endurance, which I think is something that we all need at this time, with also grace hovering above it. And we need to endure this journey together. We cannot walk away from it. We can't outrun it. We can't make it stop. And there's really no place for us to hide from it. And humans, our nature is built in such a way that we can become explosive. I've heard stories happening lately about mistreatment towards others that are not behaving in the grocery store according to new regulations. And, I'm sure that some of you have heard stories as well. And instead of having a response of kindness and care and a desire to teach these people and maybe understand that they don't understand what's happening, there are small eruptions that are moving throughout us as a culture. And so how are we going to endure that which we need to together? And grace is one of those things that can have a calming effect. It's, even if it's just, for a moment, that space between choosing to be explosive or choosing to be more withheld and calm and respectful and caring. And so, may the grace of endurance be with me is the mantra that we will use, because, as I said, this is the language of the soul, and it is very high voltage. And the more that we put these good words in, the more we can become aware of the thoughts that we're choosing. And as we go throughout our day-to-day lives, you may or may not notice the inner dialogue and the conversations that go on inside your mind and the language that you use to speak to yourself. But you're gaining tools through these mantras that, if you find yourself just drifting through the day and you don't even know what's going on inside your mind, take one of these mantras and throw it in there. Let the mantra be with you while you do the dishes. Let the mantra be with you while you sweep the floor, while you cut your dog's hair, or whatever it looks like. I think I shared with you in maybe the first sitting that mantra is one of my favorite things to do when I hike or when I walk, because especially when I hike, because I don't necessarily like hiking that much. My physical endurance always surprises me at how low it is when I try to do hiking. So mantra is helpful for me because it keeps my mind out of the holy fuck, I hate this, and keeps me in a higher frequency so that I can carry myself through. And so if you want to write it down, this will be the mantra of the evening. And we will expand all circles outwards. So it will be, may the grace of endurance be with you, and may the grace of endurance be with all beings. And I just invite you to write that down. You don't have to, but again, if this is a tool that you want to carry with you throughout your day tomorrow, throughout the rest of your life, who knows? At least then you have it and it's available for you to use. Okay. So I realize that some of you may be up moving about, and that's perfectly fine. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and just allow this mantra to soak in. And for those of you who are in a seated position or lying down, I just invite you to get comfy, snuggle in, tuck in. It's raining here in Vancouver today. I'm not sure what the weather's like in other places, but it's a good night for snuggling on the Pacific Northwest. Close your eyes, and we'll just start, as always, taking a big inhale breath and exhale out the mouth. Big inhale breath. Exhale out the mouth. And before we begin tonight's prayer, take a moment to reflect on the day that has passed before you, and just see if you can observe yourself moving about the world, moving about your home, your room, the things that you came in contact with, the people that you shared words with. Observation of self from this place can lead us more and more to our own curiosity about our ways of being. What do we do with our time here? How do we treat those that we interact with? Do we speak kindly to ourselves? Do we speak from a place of love? Without placing any judgment on what may or may not have come to pass. Just breathe into your heart and know that now you're learning tools and words to choose that can consciously carry light, grace, and potency into your own life and the lives of those around you. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale out the mouth. We open our hearts to this council of light that surrounds us, to the spirits that guide us and the angels that watch over us. Please hear our prayer. As always, I will repeat the mantra and indicate breath. As my words start to fall off, please use this as an opportunity to continue to repeat the mantra aloud or silently to yourself. And as the spaces lengthen and the silence grows stronger, allow the voice within to be steady and to be sure. Take an inhale breath. Exhale out the mouth. Let's begin. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance. Inhale. May the grace. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. May the grace. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with me. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. That completes the first circle. Second circle, we will expand outwards to may the grace of endurance be with you. And at this time, I invite you to select a person who you've seen in the days of your lives that you know nothing about, but whose face is familiar. Someone who you buy coffee from all the time, maybe an Uber driver that you've become familiar with, someone that you don't really know too much about, but you can hold the image of their face in your mind. And as we begin the May You meditation, send your prayer to this person. This keeps your emotions equanimous, and as your heart naturally begins to expand, you will likely see faces of others come to the front of your mind. At that time, of course, offer them this prayer as well. So again, in the blank spaces, trust that the mantra resides within you and allow it to come through. Take an inhale. Exhale out the mouth. We begin. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. May the grace of endurance. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. May the grace. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Inhale. May the grace. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with you. Take one more inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Expand the last circle to may the grace of endurance be with all beings. As we expand the circle outwards, start in a place that is attainable for your mind's perception. The people within your home, the people on your street, the people in your apartment building, and let it gently expand outward to your town, your district, the people in your province, people in another province or town, and just let it gradually float in an ever-blossoming expansion towards all beings. Take an inhale breath. Exhale out the mouth. Let's begin. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace of endurance. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. May the grace of endurance. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. Inhale. May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Inhale. 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 May the grace of endurance be with all beings. Take one more inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Keep the eyes closed if you can and just breathe into your body. You may like to have your hands in prayer at your heart center, maybe rested on your abdomen or chest, or just hand in hand in your lap. We ask that you hear our prayer for grace and endurance in these times where we are challenged by the possibility of things that we will lose or have lost or have fear of losing. The loss of our space to move about the world as we have become comfortable doing. The possible loss of jobs and finances. May we have the grace to endure that which you have gifted us. This virus that is happening for us, so that your teachings may be instilled and that we may understand we are all one, that what is happening within us is happening within all. May we let this experience grow us, and may we let it enrich our souls to the point in which we trust them enough to let our soul lead. Thank you so much for joining this evening, guys. Much love to all of you, and if you can make it tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good night.